Hello everyone and welcome back to another reaction video. I first want to thank all of the new subscribers for coming to support the channel. Thank you for liking the videos, sharing the videos, and commenting as well. So we are going to be speaking on this Mommiana gang meetup or link up, however you want to put it. We're going to be speaking on this, and I am going to give my honest opinion on whether or not I felt that this Mommiana gang reunion gave everything it was supposed to give. So let's get into this.
We live.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
What's up, y'all? I don't even know how many people in here because I can't. It's not showing. Oh, showing me now. Okay. Hey y'all. What's up? Make sure y'all thumbs in up the live. I can't even see y'all comments yet. Hold up. How y'all feeling? What is it? Tuesday? This Tuesday evening.
Okay. Tuesday.
Number one, y'all know I don't like bullies. That's just number one. Like that speaks for itself. I don't like a bully. I don't like someone who just does too much and someone who will lie to the ends of the earth to hurt others. Like she'll go deep down. Like y'all can already tell. She talked about the kids. She'll talk about, you know what I'm saying, people's anything that you have going on that she feels could hurt you in any way. She's gonna dig deep and if she feels like she's like a dog. Like if she feels like something is like getting at you or something, or like a termite, like digging into the wood. Like if they feel like they get into the wood, like they're gonna keep going harder and harder and harder. Like at this point, it's giving disgusting, desperate for views, needs a check. It's just too much for me. So that's what I had to say real quick.
So, to be honest with you guys, when I saw that Jasmine came over here after all of that went down, I was like, no, Jasmine, no, you don't have to go over here. But, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to see what it do. But yeah, obviously, just listening to what Ming said, you can tell that, these girls have all had bad experiences with Olivia. Like we've all seen it play out with, just a lot of the stuff that has been said all the way around. So, yeah, I agree. Olivia definitely is very disgusting. She is very low as far as how low she will go when it comes to like just coming at an individual. But we're going to continue to see what transpires in this conversation here.
A little disclaimer, because fuck that hoe. Go ahead, Jazz. You have some. Let's just talk about what happened. Like what happened tonight?
This hoe decided, she woke me up out of my sleep and decided she wanted to contact me for some reason. She wanted to talk to me about something so important, but because I kept that same energy that I had on live, I guess she thought that it was all sweet and everything was good. We was cool, but we not cool, girl. It's on. I said it. It's on site when I see you. I don't F with you. I don't care. You could talk. I said you could talk mess about me, go back and forth, anything, but talk about my kids and lying on them. I just feel like you just did the most. And then you literally admitted that you lied. You lied and you admitted it. You admitted it. And then you tried to backtrack and turn around and say, oh, well, keep letting him SA your child. Like, are you serious? She can't sit at y'all table ever.
Period. And also, I think that she paid for her subscribers because all of a sudden, I'm gonna just let it out.
Girl, I think she did too. And apparently, you could buy a plaque. So I think
no, I don't think she bought the plaque. I think she's been stuck. I'm just being real. She's been stuck in 98 or something for like years. Okay, and then all of a sudden, she just randomly jumped up to 104. How that happened? And then your views is low, and nobody's watching your content. How that happen?
Only time they watch is if she's talking
drama.
Yeah, that's the only time anybody watch.
And that's why she coming with the drama. That's why she comes with the lies. That's why she consistently will come on here and drag people.
Now, Ming made a very interesting point. I mean, that is true. Like, Olivia was stuck at 98,000 subscribers for a very long time. And then she finally got over that hump and she was stuck at the 99 mark. But all of a sudden, she pushed over that hump very quickly when she started this beef with Jasmine. So, yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, did you buy your subscribers, Olivia? Because it is definitely giving that is a possibility. And yeah, I agree too. Like, that is why Olivia starts all the dramas and provoke people and is constantly, just trying to start stuff with people because that is her only content. Her life is boring. She doesn't share anything because she lies so much. She tries to cover her tracks. So that's why she tries to be careful in what she shows. So, yeah, that's all she has is drama, fake beefs, and fake narratives. Yeah.
Like stuff that will make people like what she was saying about Key. Now I don't fuck with Key. Now that's just me personally. I'm just keep it real. And that's only because what she was like talking shit.
I also don't.
Right, she was talking shit at one point and then only apologized to Liv and like didn't say nothing to nobody else. So like fuck that bitch too. But what I will say is I'm a real ass bitch. And when she was saying all that shit about her, like it's just certain stuff you just don't touch on. Like that's where I'm at with it. Like certain things you just don't touch on. And if y'all in the comments don't realize that she lies about a lot of shit, like if she felt like a child was being molested, instead of coming on to YouTube and talking shit and trying to like drag the next mother or whatever, if you were so concerned, wouldn't you go to the authorities? Even now, after her not, you know what I'm saying, being friends with Jazz right now, like, wouldn't you go to the authorities with that? Like, what do you, that would make you like a good person, not you sitting up here gossiping and kiki and cackling and shit for views and money on the expense of an innocent child. Like, I'm a mother, Chrissy's a mother, Jazz a mother. At the end of the fucking day, what mother is going to do that? Like, I don't give a fuck if I don't like you, Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, I'm not about to sit there and try to, like, embarrass your children. Like, they're getting to the point where, Mimi, too, getting to the point where they're like, it'll be soon, they'll be teenagers and things like that. Like, what? It just don't, that shit don't make sense. That shit's not cute. It's trifling as fuck. And any bitch that's over there like, oh, yeah, Liv, ah, ha, ha. Like, all y'all bitches is dirty as fuck. Like, period. I don't play about them kids. Like, that's one thing where she should have just left that to the side. She talked about Key's kids, too, I think, like, at one point. It's just like, I don't get it. I mean, I guess because she don't fuck with her own kids and she don't fuck with kids. It's like she just like fuck everybody kids. Like
that's literally what it's on. Like,
so I do know at one point Key was a part of the revamped Mommiana gang. I'm not sure what happened with that situation as to why Ming and Chrissy don't like her. If any of y'all can fill me in with that, if y'all know what it is, please drop it in the comment section below. But yeah, I mean, I think anybody in their right mind that is sane would see that the way Olivia has been moving when it comes to these false allegations, you would think, yeah, especially you being a mother, that wouldn't be information that you would withhold. You would definitely take all your recordings and all your proof and all your evidence, and you would have been giving it to the authorities. But again, it clearly shows how much of a liar and a disgusting, manic individual Olivia is.
And but she didn't. Her argument was she feels like I spoke on her kids, and all I said was Zola was a baby daddy. But in reality, she came onto this platform. She thought that so I don't know if y'all seen everything that was going on. I was really going back and forth with Chris's baby mama. And then all of a sudden, she came on to her platform and started making it seem like I was contacting people or I don't know who and talking to people about her. Like she thought that made it seem like I was checking for her. And I'm like, girl, I'm not even on. You're over there. I'm not worried about anything you got going on. And so she decided to tell people that I was talking about her kids and saying this, saying that. And then that's why she decided to get on here and say that my kids was being sexually assaulted. Or essay. We're going to say essay. I don't want it to like affect your page.
Yeah. That's crazy to me. Like, it's just, like I said, certain stuff you just don't touch on.
Yeah. Y'all keep saying all this stuff in the comments. Y'all know that I've spoke to them. Like I said, me and Chrissy, I spoke to both of them. And I personally apologize. We didn't do it publicly. I just talked to them privately. Like, I wanted it to be more genuine. Like, I feel like I did it publicly and just came on here and did it. Technically, I did do it publicly. I just never uploaded the video. Because like I said, I told y'all in my video, like I was in a relationship and then I literally just put everything out there and I felt how I felt about everything. So that's that. Like I spoke on it and I apologize to them. I can say it again.
Yeah, and they just gonna run their mouth, period. It don't even matter. We know everything that y'all are saying. Trust me,
it's a lot of comments. I just can't keep up. It's everybody has an opinion. Everybody's saying a lot of things, but it's just like at the end of the day, the common denominator is just the bitch we just don't like.
Yeah,
okay, and that's the common denominator. Like,
so at this point, people were really starting to go in the comments. You know, they were basically like just confused as, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to say it wasn't justified as to why people were confused because I was confused, but people were like expressing their feelings as to not understanding why Jasmine was over there, like what was going on. Like the whole meetup just caught everybody off guard. And I'm sure that was part of, the allure of them even deciding to do this. They knew it would catch the attention of everybody, and it definitely did that. But I just feel like it left Jasmine in a very vulnerable situation, which is why I really was like, no, Jasmine, why did you go this route? Because Jasmine didn't have to go this route. I mean, the fact that she literally had to re explain the situation when everybody already knew on her platform what it was, I just felt like she would have had a better overall reaction to the situation had she kept it on her own page, on her own platform. But yeah, people was basically reminding Ming and Chrissy of all of the things that, Jasmine has said about them when they all fell out. But the truth of the matter is, they all said a lot of things about each other that should not have been said. And it just started to get a little cringy from here, and we'll get into that.
She said, y'all remember when Chrissy was concerned that she was letting Chris bathe her kids on IG? Oh, yeah, carry on. That's what she just posted. And then them getting, I read that one.
I don't have time for that shit. Okay, so why would I be concerned? Oh, she's talking about when I said it went in there because we were beefing.
Because we were beefing?
Yeah.
Like we talked.
I did say that because he did go in there, but also we were fucking fighting, you guys.
And we literally talked everything out. So this we're supposed to be doing.
I mean, the response to this was very weird to me because at first it was kind of giving like she didn't want to acknowledge the fact that she actually did say it. But then her defense became, oh, when we were beefing. That's where I don't understand. Like, I don't care how much you dislike a person. I don't care if y'all fall out. What I don't understand is why go to a place where you start slinging mud and you're saying things to be saying it just so you can like get the other one back. Because for her to say, oh, we were beefing, as if that is a justifiable reason to say something that you are like putting out there that can be damaging, that can be hurtful. I don't know if she's owning up to the fact that that is really what occurred. But even if it did, like, I don't understand why your defense would be, oh, well, I only said it because we were beefing. That doesn't make sense to me because at one point, y'all were friends. If y'all decide not to be friends anymore, why take it below the belt? Like, I don't understand why it has to get to this point in your beefing.
They said I look uncomfortable as hell. I'm just sitting here, you guys. I'm fine. I swear I'm fine. I'm just sitting here. They keep on saying, y'all want to speak on, do you want to speak on, like, Jess, do you want to take this time and talk about, like, the things that were said? Because this is something that's definitely going to be talked about because we're all sitting on a live together. The things that were said between you and Liv, and then Liv's live those years ago or whatever, because
when she basically was trying to say all that stuff about
so they keep saying the house in Virginia, that's every other comment that I'm seeing is like house in Virginia. She said you had a house in Virginia. So
wait, the house in Virginia.
The stuff where when Liv had went live and said you told her all types of stuff and about
that was first live when me and you fell out.
It was more so like, y'all, first of all, she knew that I was mad at Chrissy and she would do everything in her power. Everything, and didn't hold back on anything. So it could be, I could have told her the smallest thing and she went a mile. And some of the stuff she would just lie. I couldn't control it. And at that moment I was mad at Chrissy and I was just like, well, fuck it. If she wants to get on here and talk, that's that. Like, I was pissed off.
This is my question real quick. So remember when I told you that she was gonna do the same shit that she did before to you. And my thing is, even if it's the smallest thing, like, why did you even trust that bitch? Like, to call her and confide in her in any way about y'all fighting, whatever. Like, why did you tell her shit? Like, what made you feel like she was like,
wait, about Chrissy or
no, about Chris, like about anything?
I don't know. Like when I called her, when I talked to her, the day that she tried to make it, she flipped that story twice. First, it was about me getting abused, and then she turned around and said it was about my kid, about my Ava. And so I called her. I don't know. I think I just was so angry, and I think I was just like, "Fuck! Like, why did he do this shit again?" And like broke my shit. So I was pissed off. But then, of course, I talked to her, and then she decided that she wanted to fucking get on the internet the next day. It's not like she called me and said, "Oh, I'm just checking on you. Did y'all talk? Is everything good?" This bitch just got on the internet the next, no, I'm gonna say the next day, because it was damn near a whole day went by. And it was like 12 o'clock that night. And she went live talking about saying that he's abusing her. And I kept telling myself, like, she's already moving funny, Jasmine. You should already, like, I'm telling y'all, she started moving funny whenever that child support started coming out of her check. That's when she's kept egging me on. Let's beef for views. I need the money. I need to figure something out. I don't have enough money.
So listening to Jasmine really break this down is making even more sense to me. And, of course, Olivia tried to come on here and tried to make it seem like Jasmine was the mastermind. Jasmine was the one who put the battery in her back to have her say the things she said about Chrissy. Jasmine was the one who influenced Olivia to be her talking piece. Olivia made it seem like Jasmine was the culprit behind all of the stuff that was said. When in all reality, it was Olivia the whole time. Not that I needed to hear this particular live that we're watching right now to know that and see that, but it just adds to the confirmation. Because for Jasmine to say that, for that whole situation to go down the way that it did between her and Chris, and the very next day, Olivia went on her channel and said all the stuff she said about Jasmine being abused, it makes sense to me. And to the fact that Jasmine also said just now that Olivia was really starting to, hound her with this whole idea of doing a fake beef because of child support. I mean, even that makes a whole lot of sense. See, when you got Olivia over there trying to talk loud and she's trying so hard to get ahead of the truth, she ends up making herself look even more guilty. So I really do believe what Jasmine is saying right here, that Olivia wanted to start this fake beef because she owed all this money in child support. It makes sense.
She didn't have enough money and she got tired of asking her stepdad. And I was just like, bro, I don't feel like it. This is because at that point, I feel like we was kind of in a little, something was going on to where I want to say we was going back and forth then at that time when she started asking me. And I was like, bro, this shit's already draining going back and forth now. What we're doing on the internet with Kristen and me. And she was like, we could just do it. They already think she was mad at me too. Backtrack because I went on socials live. But mind you, she asked me, she's like, girl, just go, call in. She wanted me to call in. So I called in, but she got upset because I didn't agree with how she handled things with her son. Just to get back at Gerard, you don't take him to his game. I'm all about sports. You know what I'm saying? And she felt some type of way. She said, you didn't defend me. She kept using me and Chrissy's situation. I went hard for you with Chrissy, but I didn't ask you to go hard. And that's the thing that irritated me the most. I didn't ask you to go hard. You chose to go on this platform and say shit and then just run with shit. Even some shit was a lie, and that's the truth.
That's very interesting that Liv was the reason why you called in to that live. Wow. Yes, I do remember that live that Jasmine is speaking of. And Olivia definitely was jealous of the fact that Jasmine was getting the attention that she was getting. Because when you look at the fact that Olivia has this attitude where she thinks she's better than everybody, she thinks she looks better than everybody, it's like she feels as if she's entitled to have all the attention, all the shine, all the praise. And so when Jasmine was getting all of this at this time, Olivia couldn't stand it. So she created a whole situation where she literally tried to take the attention off of Jasmine and put it onto herself. Olivia was definitely mad and she was very much bothered.
But I can't sit here and act like, you know, she said what? It's really is a new low. I'm not as low as the truth. Some of it was a lie. And I was angry. And so I just kept going. Well, at least I admit it. Unlike her, she's not going to admit anything. I'm going to keep going with her lies.
That's the way she built. She always been that way. That's why I said I don't know how you trusted her again.
I don't know how I don't know why I trusted her. I shouldn't have. Y'all know how I am. I be want to give people I want to give them benefit. I just be like, okay, look, I always have that soft side of me, and I'd be like, okay, I got heart. So
yeah,
that's where I just decided to give the wrong person another chance.
Yeah, again, I have to say, I don't agree with, I appreciate the fact that Jasmine is taking accountability and she's acknowledging the fact that she went to a level that she should not have gone to as far as lying because she was angry. It should never get to that point. Like, somebody should never get you to a point where you're starting to act out of character, where you're starting to emulate another person's character just because you are not feeling them in the moment. Like, you should never have to resort to that. So I do appreciate Jasmine taking accountability for that. And the other thing I want to say to what Jasmine just said, I think a lot of us have been in situations where we have given the wrong people, a chance to redeem themselves after they have showed us who they are. But, it's very true when they say when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. You have to, because a lot of times when people are approaching you, they can see your spirit, because spirit definitely identifies with spirit. And a person can tell what type of person you are. And so that is why it is so important that we are protecting ourselves at all times, because everybody that comes to you, their intentions are not always good. And so a lot of times people really be out to see who they can take advantage of, who they can get over, who they can use. Like, it's a real thing. So, I get the fact that Jasmine is saying, look, I got a heart. I was really just trying to, give this girl the benefit of the doubt. But this definitely is a situation where going forward, you should really know how to properly vet people. Don't be so quick to, tell people your business. Because again, everybody that is around you is not for you. And that's just real.
Yeah.
Period.
As long as bringing kids into it.
Just spends with everybody. She don't care. Like, that's one bitch that's like down and dirty and gutter. And I remember Chrissy told me, like, back in the day, she's like, no, she ain't changed. I'm like, no, she's changed. Like,
yes. I was like, are you sure? Because I really don't like this bitch.
She was like, no.
I really don't like this bitch.
She was like, no, like, I'm same shit. I feel bad. I didn't mean to do this and da da da. Like, that's why I said this is one motherfucker right here who is what's it called? A perpetual liar. Like, she's very manipulative. She's gonna do and say whatever she can to get whatever she wants out of it. A narcissist, basically.
Yeah, she is.
Like, she's gonna do and play her part. Like, I feel like she pretended to be your friend, Jazz, just to sit and wait until she
admitted
it. Whatever tea.
She admitted that on live. When she first came out with that, she said you should have believed Chrissy and Marcia because I was never your friend. She admitted that. She admitted. That's why I say, like, when she called me, how she make it seem like we cool, like, oh yeah, girl, you know how shits and giggles. Bitch, what is you laughing for? I still want to whoop you. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, she definitely said that. She said you should have believed Ming and Chrissy when they told you I wasn't your friend. She did say that. And it just, again, shows how evil of a person Olivia is, because this girl doesn't know the first thing about relationships. She doesn't understand friendships. She doesn't understand any type of relationship with another person, because she is so toxic. She is just extremely toxic. And people like that, they don't know how to have a genuine human experience. I mean, even when you look at the dynamic between her children, like, it's that within itself is cringy sometimes to watch. But yeah, it's just crazy how this woman has really manipulated her way into the lives of all of these women, um, all for her to gain some type of clout on this platform. Like, it's very obvious that her motives were always to grow on this platform, and she didn't care who she hurt in the process, and she definitely didn't care whose neck she stepped on to get there.
Now that's fucking crazy as fuck.
Well, y'all know this is her MO. She does that. Just like she hit Ming up and was like, yeah, let's talk business or whatever she said to you, Ming, slid in your DMs. It's just crazy.
Was that her $1 million idea? million. What's she saying?
This is it. It's playing out. This is her idea right now.
Yeah.
Her $1 million idea.
She said mind you, in order for her to attain that, in her mind, she needs us. That's what's crazy to me.
That's the truth. And she's sitting here.
Hasn't come up with a good idea for anything since.
Not another one.
That wasn't even a good idea, but
not another one. All she does is lives and sits and talks shit about people. Like, and people want to believe that she got that 100K plaque doing that. Like, bitch, she don't have no content. Like, all she literally does is sit and talk shit about kids. That's number one, and other people. Like, that's it. Like, and then if you bring her drama and what she got going on to the forefront, she's all fucking shambles, losing her shit on live, all this shit. Like, it's like, at what point are we gonna grow the fuck up?
Do y'all remember that when Olivia was trying to hit up Ming behind the scenes and was presenting this great idea she had, and she was like, we could get $1 million? Y'all remember that? I remember that. So yeah, that was kind of funny that Ming brought that up. But yeah, I also agree with Chrissy right here too. Like, this is it. This is what she had in mind, to create a fake beef. And yeah, this was how she wanted all of them to collab, so they can have fake beefs with each other so they can make money. And I've been saying the same thing. Like, Olivia does not have any content whatsoever. Her content is fake beefs and narratives. That's all she has to offer over there on her channel, because as she told the judge, her channel is all about entertainment purposes only. So that is pretty much what you're getting. You're not getting nothing real over there, nothing authentic over there. It's all entertainment purposes. And of course, if you was to talk about her children, talk about her life, pick it apart, like, she wants to be quick to come on here talking about people crying and sliding down walls. Oh, please believe Olivia will be sliding down walls. She would be punching the air. She will literally be having a manic attack if you speak on anything pertaining to her, because we've already seen it.
We just don't like you. Like, that's it. Like Chrissy said, that's the common denominator here. We just don't like you. Like, you are crazy. Like,
I never liked the hoe. No, I never liked that bitch. Yeah. I saw her snake ass from the very beginning. Always been a snake.
She has.
Always been a snake.
And then it was crazy is when y'all had got into it the last time, that's when I started to realize, like, that she really just doesn't like you, and she's just very envious of you and what you have going on, which is weird to me, because number one, like, we were supposed to be friends. We were supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, sisters. We were supposed to be close. And then you just, like, she went, like, I don't even remember, what was y'all even fighting about? Like, it was like, we was in the group chat. And
I don't even remember. That's how insignificant it was. Y'all remember when she used to pick fights with me? It was like, she used to try to pick fights with me all the time. She would be mad at me. Me will say something, and she'd be like, "Hey, Chrissy, by the way, fuck you, bitch." I'm like,
what I do wrong? Bitch, she would come for Chrissy. That's what I'm saying. That's what they don't understand, just how crazy this bitch is.
Like, and how she would just change up. Like, one minute it's like she's a fucking lion just clawing at us. Next minute she's like, "Oh, hey, let's talk." What? Did you just forget what just happened?
Yeah, usually when you see people, you know, distributing those types of different personality traits, it's because there's something going on mentally with them. She has very bipolar tendencies. I'm not trying to diagnose her, but she definitely has those tendencies. But, you know, again, that's why she tried to flip it and make it seem like, girl, I wasn't talking about girl code. I was talking about street code. Because, again, she just continuously proves the point that she has no type of girl code whatsoever. She doesn't even know what girl code is, just like she doesn't even know what street code is. But obviously, this woman is very jealous. She's very envious of a lot of women on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure in real life. And that's why she's always trying to change up her look. She's always trying to, you know, do certain things to make herself feel as if she's above and better than the next person. It was just weird because even when you look at this hair unit that Chrissy has, after they did this live, like a couple of days later, Liv comes on a live and she has pretty much a similar hair unit on like Chrissy, but the only difference was Liv's was blonde. That was very weird, but that's what Liv does. Like, she's always trying to copy and mimic other people, but yet she wants to talk down on those same people. Like, it's just very weird.
Like her facial expression, how she moved, her body language, it was just so, it disgusts me. You think that I really want to talk? I have nothing to say to her. Like, I'm gonna be here. What did she? What she called me for? That's what we want to know. What you want? What you had so you had to tell me, and you're like, oh, you're just not on it right now. Of course I know because I'm not new to this. Of course, you tried to run this several times. You hit up Marcia the last time, and when she hit you up, I was like, because she didn't tell me that she was gonna hit you up. So I was like, wait, you hit her up? And it was just kind of like she
made it sound like y'all was like in cahoots. Like,
I didn't know until after. It literally until we started coming on, I didn't know until after. Because I was like, oh, I didn't know. She said, oh, I've been talking to her. And I'm asking her, like, maybe we should do this. And I'm like,
she talked to me for a minute. We literally talked for like a second.
Yeah.
Literally. But she literally made it sound like y'all like.
I didn't know. I didn't even know she had messaged you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that really is crazy. I mean, Olivia, you are very calculated. At this point of time, when you reached out to me, you and Jazz were cool. So for Jazz to not even know that you was reaching out to Ming, and Ming is saying that you literally was coming at her like this was an idea you had already ran with Jazz. Like, it just really goes to show how manipulative you are, how cunning and deceitful you are. Like, you really are a snake. Like, you just continue to prove that is the type of person you are.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Hold on, Day Day's right here. Let's see what Day Day gonna say. Wait a minute, let me let her up here. Okay.
How did we get here?
Huh?
How did we get here?
How did we get here?
How did we get here? Chrissy and me, y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all down. Jazz, no shade. I don't fuck with you because of what you said about Chrissy's kids. How did we get here?
What about our kids? What did I say again?
It was how did we get here? I don't get it. I really don't. And I'm trying to understand it.
In reality, this is growth. This is women being women. We handle it off of social media.
Love that for y'all. But goddamn.
Okay, weird.
Awkward. I mean, this is another reason why I did not understand why Jasmine went over to their platform, because obviously when you look at Ming's audience and Chrissy's audience, the majority of them do not like Jasmine. So you literally put yourself in a very vulnerable situation, and you were like the sitting duck. And I just felt like that was not the best move on your behalf, Jasmine, because it opened the door to people talking reckless about you in the comments, and even when they came up and spoke with you directly. Like, it was just not a good look, and it wasn't, again, the best decision I felt you should have made. But I mean, I get the fact that you felt like y'all was in a good enough space for you to do that. But the overall problem that I really had with what this caller said, is the fact that people kept saying, even in the comment section, that Jasmine spoke on Chrissy's kids. Why are you allowing her on the platform? Why is she over here when she spoke on your kids? But Chrissy spoke on Jasmine's kids too. It was all wrong. I will keep saying that. Nobody should have said anything about anybody's kids. But it was just weird to me that everybody was just seemingly forgetting the fact that Chrissy did the same thing. Like, she came on here and said what she said about Legend. Like, I don't understand where was that same energy? Why was it all being directed at Jasmine? I mean, I get the fact that the audience was already biased to begin with, but they were all guilty of doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I mean, I can't continue on with this commentary without addressing the elephant in the room, because I'm like, okay, it's cool, you want to defend, the situation at hand, because it definitely deserves defending. I mean, what Olivia is doing, it is completely and totally wrong on so many levels. And, it's cool to defend children and say, hey, children should be off limits. I agree with that too. But we can't sit here and forget that at some point in time, regardless if y'all was beefing or not, y'all participated in the same thing. You may not have taken it as far as Olivia took it, but the participation was there, because I remember that live, and I remember Ming and Chrissy were on the live. Chrissy said, "Don't nobody want no baby that can't sit up by itself at 6 months." And Ming was laughing at that. So, if we want to speak about growth, I feel this was a perfect opportunity, for everyone to address openly what they said, how they, went about things the incorrect way, make a public apology, because, okay, cool, y'all talk behind the scenes. That's great. But a lot of people saw all of this not behind the scenes. We saw it in public. So the same way y'all was holding Jasmine's feet to the fire to admit to certain things when she was on this platform with y'all, I felt y'all should have did the same thing. And that was where I felt what could have been a great reunion, what could have showed growth and maturity, I felt this is where it fell short.
I see the comments, and I'm just letting y'all know we all know what was said amongst us. Okay? Like we were all there. I understand that Jazz did say some shit,
but I can't remember, honestly, and that's why I asked, because I can't remember. We literally was saying shit to hurt each other at that point, and that's the truth. And like, there's no sugarcoating it. Like, everything was just like out of anger, and we was going back and forth.
And see, even when you hear right here, Chrissy says, we all know what was said amongst us, but she strongly emphasized the fact that we all know that Jasmine said some stuff. Again, it's sounding very one-sided. It's sounding like what Jasmine did completely outweighed everything that they did. And I'm not trying to, weigh it in a sense where I'm like, okay, Jasmine did this and this was way horrible. I'm looking at it all on equal playing ground, because it was all wrong and it should not have gone there. It was all wrong. So again, my point is, if we're going to stress that Jasmine did say things about me, or Jasmine went about things a certain way that she shouldn't have, that same energy should have been applied to themselves. And I did not see that throughout this live. I didn't.
But
excuse me, yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so they all are saying, "Did you tell Liv I had house in Virginia?" Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I don't know what house in Virginia is. You never lived in Virginia, did you?
I can't from here.
Oh,
she's whispering.
I don't know what she's talking about. What house? I'm like, wait, hold on.
I don't have a house in Virginia. Never owned one.
I don't know where that came from. I don't know.
So was that another one of her?
That's a lie. Yeah, it's another lie.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. That had me rolling. Jasmine said, "I don't know what house in Virginia you talking about. Did you live in Virginia?" I hollered. Oh my gosh, that was funny. But obviously, Jasmine is letting the people know, look, I did not start that. That was Olivia. That was pretty much one of the lies that I went with. She took accountability for it. She said that was something that she should not have done. But she also let us know that Olivia was really like pushing her to, create this narrative so they can do this beef. And I'm not trying to, give excuses for Jasmine, because I keep stressing the fact that was wrong. Jasmine knows it's wrong. She's apologized, and she apologized multiple times on this live. But Yeah, I mean, Olivia she's just so disgusting. Like, she likes to call everybody disgusting. She is extremely disgusting.
But that was crazy.
They're trying to say that you told her that. So I guess the question is, did she make that up on her own, or did you give her that information?
She made that up because I don't know what how I never told her anything about no house.
She said, "What house?
Like what the? When did she say? Did she say this just recently or something?
No,
she
I
was
think
on
they're
a
talking
live.
about
back then. Yeah, I don't a house in Virginia. I've never said anything about a house in Virginia.
Yeah, she said that like a while ago. She was so excited to get on live. She was like out of breath a little bit. Like, bitch was just sour. The spit was just, it was just moist up her mouth. Like, she was so excited to get on live and talk shit.
I'm lying. I mean, I can't sit here and tell y'all how y'all feel. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like and try to like explain to myself, but I never said anything about no house in Virginia. So that's that. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
This man's a liar.
What'd you say?
What are they talking about?
And there it is. See, you got to be very careful how you move with people. I don't know if you caught this, Jasmine, but hopefully you're catching it here. Because Ming, she tried to be slick right here. She read that comment that was clearly talking about you, Jasmine. The comment said, "This man is lying." Ming read that out loud and literally started laughing because she knew what that comment was talking about. She knew they was referring to you, Jasmine, as the man that's lying. See, this is why I felt what I felt when I saw you going onto their platform, and I felt like this was not the move for you because it did not feel genuine to me. It did not feel like these girls really cared about you. It was all for views. That's what it was for. You could have gotten more views had you kept it on your own channel. But that right there, it rubbed me the wrong way because it was not genuine. Everything about this whole reunion, it was not genuine. And so my advice to you, Jasmine, is please tread very lightly. Tread very lightly and watch very closely.
Fuck with you. You lied about my child. 2. And now 3. Now you're saying Aiden. Like, come on.
Do
now.
you remember when I'm just bringing up a little shit? Hold on. Because I had some stuff I just gotta get off my chest. Do you remember when she was basically saying, like, back in the day when we were all arguing, she was talking about Aiden. Like, she said something about Aiden at that time. And she had said something about you abused him. This was back in the day. So now it's like she tried to collect some evidence or whatever because it's the same storyline, like literally. Because I remember her saying that you abused Aiden or something like that. Because I remember I got mad and I was on live because you weren't live and you didn't say nothing. So I defended you on my live. So I remember this specifically what she said. And that's why I had got mad at you, because I was like, she's talking about Aiden now. Like, she was talking about your kids then or whatever. So what was it this time though? Because it's like, I guess maybe because
now she said that it's Chris abusing him. That Chris abused him. That's what she said on her live just now, is that it's Chris. She then said that my thing is that she keeps trying to make it seem like I personally told her, and that's another thing. She said she had footage of me, or she recorded. I thought she was like saying like she recorded the night that I called her whenever we were arguing, but I never called her the night that she made it seem like I never called her. I didn't call her that night until I was outside. I did not call her when we were arguing or when I was even around him. So I was just like, why are you on here lying? And then you switched it and said, oh, you know, they got into it because it's like a SA situation. I'm just like, oh, she's the way she makes me feel when she just gets on here and lie. And I'm looking at her and I'm looking at her body language and I'm just like, I never just disliked a person in my life this much.
When I found out the extent of what was going on over there, like I said, and she only told me that one time, and it was the big night where everything blew up, where she was chasing him down with her car and he was pulling her out the car and this and that, and that's the night that she found out everything what he was doing, like found out in stone, like she had proof of what was going on. So she lost her mind. She lost her shit on him.
To where I consider going to Dallas. Like, this is not what.
You should have. I would have.
Girl,
Right
I'm
on
done.
up there. I was.
But
When she was talking shit, I went right on up there and I said, I'm in Dallas. If anyone wants to send me their address, just let me know. Because
girl,
she's not about that. Like, all she's going to do is sit on live and talk shit all day and try to collect her little itty bitty coin and
yeah,
not and still live her hard not life. Like, that's it. So that's
girl.
why I realized like there was no arguing with her because it's no point. Like she literally, it's funny to her. Like this is how he, like she thinks she doesn't take nothing seriously. Clearly, because when she called you and she was laughing and shit, and then when she had called me back in the day when she had just went on live and talked mad shit about all three of us, she called or she was like, she did a group FaceTime. Was it a group FaceTime?
I think she FaceTimed it. Yeah.
Like a group FaceTime, and she was smiling and like that was the first time she said let's get money or whatever the fuck she was trying to.
That was the very first time. I remember that.
Dang, Liv, you've been doing this. Girl, that's crazy. That you be switching up like that and you think everybody is just supposed to remain cool with you? But this is how you move and you don't care how you go about making your money on YouTube, but yet you expect people to still remain cool with you? Wow, girl.
Yeah,
That's
so she's
crazy.
been on that. She's been on that. She wants a group of people or a person, which right now you're the person she's targeting. So she wants a person where she could beef with them back and forth and she can make money. Like that's all she's on at the end of the day. That's why I said there was no trust in her. Like bitch, a snake is a snake is a snake is a snake. Like
Someone's calling me
it.
private. I wonder if it's her. She's gonna always be. She's never gonna have any friends. Ever.
Oh no. She would just backstab anybody. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what I've said already. You know, Olivia does not know how to be a friend. And it's very sad. I mean, for her to be, 32, going on 33 years old, and she doesn't have any type of lasting relationships to show for, it's very sad. It's very sad.
The bitch who always has something to say when she don't even have no room to talk, that bitch, yeah, no.
The one who brings.
And I wonder why she never had any friends. That's why, because she's mean as fuck. Like she's just mean.
For no reason.
Listen, bring you up out of nowhere. Like I was just minding my business, and randomly someone's like, "Oh, she said this about you."
Oh yeah, trying to talk about your husband and shit. Like, bitch, what is wrong with you?
She's like
for years. She got triggered. Something happened. It was like somebody had said something in her live, like, "Well, why are you always the one that comes and tells everybody's business?" And she's like, "Oh no, because ming a ling a ding ding or whatever the fuck she was trying to."
Girl, she just be talking.
Like what? Like why am I involved in your drama right now this year of 2024? Why am I involved?
That's why.
It's weird. It's really weird. It's like she really be trying to find people to beef with. And she knows, like I said, like Beetlejuice, bitch, if you say my name too many times, I'm gonna pop the fuck up. But it's not even like at this point, it's too easy to drag you. Like there's just so much going on in her life.
And yet nothing at the same time.
Okay.
Like
I mean, to Ming's point, there is so much that can be said about Olivia and her life that I believe a lot of us are scratching our heads trying to figure out how do you even come on camera and try to talk about anybody else. And, she thinks that the only thing that can be said is the fact that she lost custody of her kids. But it's like, girl, even though there is so much more that can be said, the fact that that is a actual reality that happened to you and you think that that's just something, that's so minimum, that even speaks even more to your crazy because the average mother does not lose their children. The average mother don't lose not one, not two, but three children. And you think it's nothing. You think, oh, that's old news. No, that will always be news because you're in the mommy sector, number one. And then number two, you're literally trying to talk about other mothers and their parenting and what's going on in their household. And yet you got a whole lot of stuff going on in your household that is extremely dysfunctional.
They said, what do Chrissy and Ming think about Jazzy working with Zolo? What happened with that? Like, what do they mean working with him? Like, what?
Look, he paid for a shout out, and I guess that's what set her off too. But my thing is, if he's not your baby daddy, why are you so bothered? And it's not like we sitting here conversating about her. Like, he paid for a shout out. It's a business. I still got
paid you to shout him out, and then you just shouted him out,
and played.
And then she was mad
with his music, and she was mad. But she got on here insinuating like as if like I'm sleeping with him. Girl, first of all, I don't do that. I don't move like that. And he in a whole nother state. Like, that's what she got bothered by.
Let's be honest. Who the fuck wants Zolo? No offense. No offense. Everybody's probably gonna see this shit. Hey, no offense to you, okay? But be fucking for real.
Okay.
Nobody wants that nigga. Nobody wants him.
That's what I'm saying. And she make it seem like that I want girl, but you conversated with him. I don't care about conversation. And then I think she tried to use what's her name? The Stephanie girl. I can't remember. And she said something about like now I feel bad for Chrissy for what we did or whatever. You were already conversating with this girl. I didn't even know y'all was talking behind closed doors.
And you know what? I don't think I ever apologized to old girl about that. And I can apologize for that. I don't think she gives a fuck. And honestly, I don't give a fuck either. It's just the integrity in me. I will say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for coming on here and saying anything, repeating anything that disgusting person told me about your life. I really am. I'm sorry about that. Yes, you and me had beef at the time, and yes, we don't like each other, but I shouldn't have played her dirty. I shouldn't have done her dirty work. I should have let her fucking do her own dirty work.
Liv, you are such a liar. You literally came on here and made it seem like, oh, I'm going to apologize to Chrissy because Jasmine was the one, who had me do that. And I feel bad. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't have done that. But it was you the whole time. Like, you was the one who brought her. Like, y'all, none of this that Jasmine is revealing right now is surprising me. But it's just the audacity of a person to come on here and try to flip the truth and try to make themselves look like the victim when you were the one who was conspiring against Chrissy. Because like I said before, you did not like Chrissy, so you was more than willing to do all the mess that you did. But you want to put it on Jasmine? Girl, you are such a liar.
And on top of that, like I said on my live stream, that she literally tried to reach out to Chris's sister and pay for information. And the only reason I know is because she told me.
Olivia, you are a piece of work. Oh my goodness. The length you will go to get access to somebody, but yet your life is so private. You don't want nobody to know anything about what you got going on. You don't want nobody talking about anything or anyone that is in your real life. But you literally would go the lengths to try to connect with somebody else. Like, you really went through those lengths to connect with Chris' sister to get information. Wow.
Did she wait?
Did she admit to lying?
Yeah, she did. She did. And then at the end, if y'all watch my live, at the end, she tried to, before she hung up, she switched it up again. And I actually contacted Chrissy on Instagram about the whole, like, whenever I was on the phone, whenever she called me.
Yeah. And Jazz, you sent me a voice note.
Yeah.
Of just Olivia talking, like when y'all was talking on the phone. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I heard her say that she had lied about something. And I also heard her say something to the little one.
Yeah, the one
got him.
Mm-hmm.
So Chrissy is saying right here that she heard the recording, the whole recording of the conversation that Jasmine and Olivia had. And Chrissy is saying that she heard Olivia say that she was lying. So I would love if Jasmine could release the full recording because we only got to hear a portion of that phone call. So Jasmine, if you're hearing this, I would love to hear the whole recording.
You know, at the end of the day, I just want to go on record saying that I told y'all motherfuckers so. See, that's what I was trying to say the whole time. Like, and then at the end of the day, time came out, and all this proved was that she was the snake that, you know, everybody thought that she was. She's gonna continue to snake and snipe motherfuckers. And at the end of the day, it came out of her own mouth.
Yeah.
That you know,
this is just a game to her.
It is. It is.
I just want to speak on that for a
multiple
second.
baby daddies?
Not a bitch told everybody,
No.
oh, I could never have multiple baby daddies. And here we are in 2024, and you got 3 baby daddies.
Yep.
Yes, you heard correctly, Olivia. 3 baby daddies. I know you're trying to make Joey this mystical character, the father of AJ and Kalani, but yeah, we're counting correctly. You got 3, not 2.
Like, you're not hiding it very well.
Honestly, everybody knows. She was lying to herself because everybody knew. The streets knew. Everybody knew that was Zolo's baby. Nobody needed to ever see his face.
Girl,
everybody knew that was Zolo's baby.
Baby out and stuff.
Everybody knows that they're not. It's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same dad.
That part.
What she was saying was that because of his background, it was a bad look to do a promo for him in that way, instead of being like, oh, I just did that to get back at Liv, which who cares? Like, fuck that bitch. Yes. Okay. So yeah, you wanted the money. He was offering you money to give him a shout out. You took the money because you wanted the money, needed the money, whatever, did the shout out. And everybody already knows his background. So I mean, that was just besides the point at that point. It was like, okay, I want the money. You want a shout out, and you're this bitch's baby's daddy, who she tried to say wasn't her baby daddy. Yeah, that's a 2-for-1. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. It doesn't even matter. Now, if this would have been another situation and you didn't know him at all, he wasn't affiliated to somebody that you're actively having a beef with, then okay, it's like, okay, well, his background, I can't associate my brand with his brand because his brand is.
I honestly don't. I don't even. All I know is they keep saying that something with this is similar to Philip's situation, and I can't sit here.
It's besides the point. It's besides the point. It doesn't matter. So don't even. It does not matter. If you want to say it's your fucking channel. If you want to say I did the shout out because I wanted to fucking do the shout out,
that's it.
I was beefing with the nigga's baby mama. When you and what's her name went live with Steffi, that pissed me off. Y'all didn't go live with her because it was a good business strategy. And it was went live with her because she was my baby daddy's girlfriend. Yeah, that is the way that it is. So it's like, it doesn't matter. It's besides the point. Like, yes, he's got a criminal history, and that matters. And I'm not saying that he's a good person or that you should do a shout out for him. I'm just saying that was the explanation that should have been given to that, because fuck that. It doesn't matter. Right. Besides the point.
Yeah, we all know the reason. Like, it's
but we're caught up on cases and records. Like, you probably did not know his record, but that's besides the point. Yeah. Because you're in an active beef with his baby mama.
Yeah.
She was just being funny.
That is the plot. That's the plot right there.
At the end of the day.
So right here, Chrissy is trying to get Jasmine to acknowledge that her doing a shout out for Zolo was really on a petty side versus on you're just trying to make money. And I'm not going to play the many times her and Ming continually reinforced the point that they were trying to make to Jasmine, but Jasmine kept giving them the same response, but they didn't want to hear Jasmine's reasonings. They just solely believed that Jasmine was on some petty stuff. And Jasmine is like, I really wasn't even looking at it like that initially. Initially, she had already received the money a week prior to the beef starting between her and Liv. She had already been in conversation with Zolo a week prior before all of this came out. So Jasmine is trying to tell them, look, initially it was not meant to be petty. I literally was just trying to give this dude a shout out. But when the video hit and it went live, and of course Olivia was subscribed and got notified when she saw the video, that's when she came on live and said everything that she said, talking about girl code and stuff. So Jasmine was like, okay, well, since your feelings was hurt, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad it hurt your feelings. Now I can be petty about it. But Jasmine is constantly telling them, initially it was not on any petty stuff. So I don't know. It was just weird to me that they kept trying to reinforce the fact that Jasmine should just admit to the fact that it was initially meant to be petty, but they wouldn't listen to Jasmine's reasonings. They couldn't believe that Jasmine's initial reasoning wasn't to be petty. It was simply to just give a shout out because she had already had this in the works a week prior to this going down. What do y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments.
Can we address the weight loss thing? Because I think people are pressed about that too. I can't post any weight loss content without everybody being like, Jazzy put you on, or Jazz put you on. You're doing this because Jazz is doing this. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I don't want a big back either. You don't want a big back. You don't want a big back. I don't want a big back. Nobody wants a big back, bitch. Everybody trying to, it's fucking June. Everybody trying to look hot and sexy. And my birthday's coming up.
Period. As a woman,
I'm trying to unbig this back, bitch. What are you talking about?
I don't see, like, whenever, like I said, I think it's because she tried to tie y'all into it. Like when I was on her live, she was saying something about that. I said that everyone's trying to be like me, but I literally said she's trying to be like me. I said that you're literally buying the same things that I use to work out, the same pre-workout, everything. Like you try to say that your neighbor told you about the YMCA, and everyone knows that I've been talking, like preaching about the YMCA. And I'm not sitting here saying that came from me, because initially I actually got that from Peaches. That's when I found out about the YMCA benefits. And
I used to go to the YMCA before I was pregnant with London in 2017. Like, let me go back to the YMCA, and they be like, "Oh, you go because of da." Like,
girl, she is saying basically that I said that, and I never said. I literally cleared that up on my live, saying that I did not say anything about them, because everyone's doing different things. Like, I support anybody.
And getting results, except for one of us.
Except for one.
That part.
The problem that I have with this particular conversation right here is I honestly don't understand what is the big deal in giving credit where credit is due. Like, what is the big deal in acknowledging that you found motivation through watching the success in another person's weight loss journey? Why is that so hard to say, you know what, Jasmine, when I saw you putting out the content and I saw you getting the results, that motivated me to start working out, because anybody can go back and look through the timeline of everybody's channel and we can see who was really starting to do the weight loss journey first. And I'm really not trying to make a big deal about this, but it just adds to the point that I have been making since the beginning of this video. I don't see how we can speak about growth and maturity if we can't even acknowledge when another woman is giving you inspiration. Like, to be inspired by another woman's progress and journey, and just being motivated by what you're seeing another woman is doing, there is nothing belittling about that. There's nothing that should make you feel insignificant or insecure in any way. Like, when you truly are secure within yourself, you can give compliments to another person and it not make you feel a certain way. And I just don't understand why it seems like they're so adamant in proving the point that they are not, gaining any type of inspiration from Jazzy. Like, almost like that was insulting for them to acknowledge that. And again, it just did not resonate with me in any way. I don't understand that. I'm not that type of woman. And so it's hard for me to understand the psyche of a woman who doesn't know how to give those same acknowledgments to another woman. I don't know. It was just weird to me. It was just weird.
One thing she was right about, though, was what I did tell you about that man. I didn't like him from the beginning. Yeah, that was the only thing she said. I was like, okay, that you gotta give it to her, because I did. I was like, I don't like him. But other than that, I mean, if people on here don't like you, what can you do? There's a lot of them here who don't like me.
Yeah, don't like me. I mean, I'm just reading everything and seeing stuff. But like I said, I'm not really here to be liked by a lot of people or disliked. At the end of the day, I still support Marcia and Chrissy, and I am grateful that they decided to hear me out whenever I did reach out to both of them. And I apologize. And we had our talks. And I know some people will be like, I don't care. I don't care how you feel. I don't care if you did say this and that, but I still don't like you. But that's that. As long as me and them have an understanding, and that's all that matters. Now, the other hoe, that I don't like her. That's that. And I'm still standing on the people saying standing on business when I see her is up. And that's it.
Period. Listen, we're gonna keep saying told you so at the end of the day. Because I just didn't understand. I mean, I still low-key don't understand it, how you wanted to be friends with her, but I mean, I know that you are the type of person who likes to stay neutral in situations, and sometimes you just can't. Like, sometimes you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that now you're able to see that and, move forward in that situation and get out of shit, the cult that Miss Lucinda, what she was talking, get out, because she will hold on to you. She'll seek her talents into you, and literally it's just nothing. Like, her life is just spiraling out of control, and it's just nothing but negativity back to back to back to back to back. And I feel like that can be a cancer with it being your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to help your friend, or you wanted to be there for your friend, and it's gonna do nothing but drag you down. So hopefully in the future she don't get you all buttered up and shit, and then you go back over that way.
Oh my bro, that's dead. That's why I was like, when I said, when she called, like, this shit, it's not sweet. Like, I just that's dead.
I'm hoping so, because shit, that shit right there.
These people are crazy in the comment. What?
Is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so tired.
Me too.
Yeah, I really feel like everything has already been said so many fucking times. I don't have much to add to it, but at the end of the day, I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we got together and we did this live stream, because it needed to be done. Some things just need to be done instead. Sometimes it's like, don't forget, I always say, I reserve the right to read a bitch. Like, it can happen at any moment. I try to be peaceful and I stay in my own little slice of heaven over here on YouTube. But, sometimes you got to come together and just say what you have to say. As far as like the comments and stuff, like, we didn't get on here for that anyway. That really wasn't it. The reason why we got on here, she knows who she is. She knows she's over there punching the air right now, sliding down the wall, crying, probably.
Listen, begged us to do some shit.
We'll do 75 lives about this one live. So, I feel like just what Ming said too, like, let this be a lesson that that bitch is a snake. So, but it is what it is at this point. So, that's it. I'm just rambling. I'm tired, but y'all get it.
Yes.
Okay, y'all get it. Thank you to everybody that called in.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
you. We appreciate y'all, even the ones who had, whatever to say. Thank y'all for coming in and talking with us. But we about to go to bed, honey.
Right. It's time.
Okay. I'm tired. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody in the chat.
Bye. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
So, you guys, this was almost a 3-hour live. Of course, I skipped a lot of the calls that they had come in. Some of them were positive. A lot of them were very nasty towards Jasmine, as expected. But there was some surprisingly positive calls that they did get. The way this was ended, I like the idea of kind of going around the table and letting everyone just kind of share their heart. And again, I felt like they missed out on an opportunity because, Jasmine, some people say Jasmine tells too much. She shares too much information, but Jasmine is just a very open individual. And I never get from her that she is reserved in the sense of not knowing how to be humble. Like, she will admit when she's wrong. Like, she will share her mess ups. She will speak on those. She's not one to really like not share a lot of things about her life. But at the same time, when I looked at this dialogue right here, I felt like Jasmine was open. She was, vulnerable in her feelings. She expressed again, um, just her apologies. And I felt like the best way they could have really ended this was everyone should have really just been as open and as vulnerable. Instead, it seemed like it was all about wanting to be made known that they were right. Like an I told you so moment, when it wasn't necessary, because clearly we all saw how all of this played out. And I do feel that because they were the original Mommiana gang, the three of them, you know, I can see why they wanted to come together for this very purpose. But again, I just feel like this could have really crossed over in a way where it really showed growth. It really showed maturity. It really showed, look, you can sit at the same table, if you will, and have gone through, turbulence in your friendship and yet still come together, not just for the common good, but also on forgiveness, on, just being real, being transparent, being able to acknowledge openly, you know what, I messed up. I was wrong in this area. I apologize openly. I just didn't get that from Ming and Chrissy. It just really felt like they felt justified in doing what they did. And Jasmine was the one who was supposed to come with all the apologies. Now, I do know they all repeatedly said that they had a understanding. They talked behind the scenes. I just really hope that they didn't come the same way like they came publicly, because it would be, it would be very unfortunate if they did not apologize to Jasmine for the things that they said and done as well. So now I want to briefly show what their response was after this Mommiana gang reunion. We're going to see what Chrissy said. We're going to see what Ming had to say. And we're also going to see what Jasmine had to say. And then I'm going to give my closing remarks on this reaction video.
So I got a lot of DMs and I saw a lot of comments on the live, Ming's live last night. They were like, Chrissy, your body language and everything is telling it all and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it was late as fuck. It was spur of the moment. And I just was tired. And I still am tired. I've been traveling and I'm just exhausted. But I will say that I am generally, everything with me right now is cut and dry. It's hard to explain, you guys, okay? So Jazz did hit me up and she apologized. This was a couple months ago or whatever. And in that conversation, we talked about a lot of the things, like all of the things, like everything that everybody's mad about, everything that everybody's up in arms about is the same shit that I've been upset about. I'm not still mad because that shit was years ago. At this point, it's like, whatever. Not to say that it was something that is easily forgiven or whatever. But what I'm saying is, okay, it happened. Let's acknowledge that it happened. Let's talk about that. So some of the things that we talked about, I was like, okay, I was able to give, how I felt. She was able to say what she had to say. And I think we kind of left it at that. It was like, okay, you apologize. I told you what hurt me. I told you what happened. We addressed that. And I was like, okay, now we can kind of like move on. It doesn't mean that we're going to be best friends. It doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean that whatever, but it does mean that we're on the same page as far as you offered an apology and I accepted your apology. And so, that's really, I don't see, you guys have to understand at some point in time, it's just time to be like, okay, listen, I can hear you out, right? Now, if this would have been a year ago, if this would have been 2 years ago, I'd have been like, bitch, fuck you, there's no fucking way. But I'm in a different place now, so I don't have a lot of whatever. And I promise you guys, pinky bitch, I promise that if you think that I'm still hurt about some shit from 3 years ago, I'm not. And the reason why is because the people, and mostly the person who got on here and said all those things, she got her get back. Everything that I said about anything I ever said in the past, and I was like, it's okay because, the karma's a bitch. Karma has definitely spun the block and done her big one. I said that in a couple lives ago. So I'm okay. I don't feel away. I promise you guys, this is not doing me any injustice from sitting on a live stream and doing a live. I promise you, I'm okay. And I'm going to be okay. All right. I think Ming's okay. I think she's going to be okay. I think let's not take this and blow it out of proportion. But I kind of knew it was going to happen. And I ain't going to lie. I don't have shit to lie to y'all about. I kind of wanted that to happen because honestly, all publicity is good publicity in my book. Like at this point in time with this shit, maybe not. Okay, I won't say all publicity, bitch, but I will say that in this context for this subject, I think that it is fine because at the end of the day, people do this shit all the time. People get on here and talk their shit, call people out, bring people's names up. My name was brought up multiple times in an argument that had nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if I want to get on here and say something, I absolutely can. I choose not to a majority of the time because I don't have much to contribute to the conversation that I haven't already done. Everybody knows I've read for years on here. So I'm kind of like in retirement and I only come out when necessary, which I haven't really needed to do because I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm living my life. I'm trying to unbig this back. Like my love life is great. Like I'm traveling, I'm spending time with my kids. I'm just doing what I need to do. I know we labeled it Mommiana gang, but y'all really fucking took that shit to the head and made it Mommiana gang. And so it did what it was supposed to do. But at the same time, everybody's like, oh my gosh, don't be friends again. You should never be friends again. And I'm like, I just want to just be like, hey bitch, I never told y'all none of that was gonna happen. But if it did, that's just what it is. But it's not what it is right now. So we just got on, we didn't get on to say, hey, we're all friends again. We got on to just come together to get at this person who I think irritates everybody. Now, does that mean I heard a lot of people saying, oh, I would never trust her again. I will never do this again as far as Jazz. I'm not saying that I trust her again. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is that we had our conversation. We hashed out what we needed to hash out. And so as far as the internet goes, like I do my thing over here. She does her thing over there. Ming does her thing over there. So I don't feel like it's a problem. It should be an issue. I think everybody just kind of took that little slice of Mommiana gang and was like, oh my God, how could you do this? And I'm like, I just want to know whose feelings am I really hurting? God, leave I've been on a live stream. I just wanted to say that over and over and over. Like everybody's feelings was hurt. Like, oh my gosh.
The thing that I wanted to clear up. A lot of y'all just think immediately it's just like a kumbaya or like a, what's a good word for it? Like immediate, like it's just, we're just friends all like, just, that's just like, sometimes I'll just be like, cause I know I'm grown. But sometimes I be wondering, because this channel right here is for the grown only, okay? I've dealt with having kid fans and stuff like that with the family channel and all that. But over here, it's very much grown. So I just be like, why would y'all think that just because you said, say something happened, right? Just gonna give you an example. Say something happened and you sit down with somebody. Mind you, we're all on the internet, so it's kind of different than really sitting down in person, but y'all can probably, even if you haven't had that situation, y'all could probably think back to, you know, series or episodes of like Basketball Wives or like wherever, where they actually like sit down, and sometimes it don't be pretty. You feel what I'm saying? Stop, Milan. But when you can't sit down in person, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? You either accept apologies and move forward as a woman, or you don't. And that's just that on that. You feel what I'm saying? And the type of industry that we're in, stop, dude. A lot of things happen that are wishy-washy and weird and just real extra just because of the fact that we are online and this is the internet, this is YouTube. And a lot of things, like what I was saying on the live, a lot of things we don't agree on. A lot of things we're not condoning. A lot of things is not okay. You feel what I'm saying? But that's not what we were there for. You feel what I'm saying? We weren't there to talk about our relationships or anything, or lack thereof of a relationship. Okay. We weren't there to bash that person. I did her. We weren't there to do that in that moment. You feel what I'm saying? Like in the moment, it was very, very petty. So it was really just a let it be moment. You know what I'm saying? Like we all agreed to do the live, and so it was just that. It was just that. It was literally just a live. It was literally us chatting. You know what I'm saying? We've talked behind the scenes. Apologies were made. You know what I'm saying? How we feel about each other is nobody's business. Dude, at the end of the day, it's not hugs, kisses, rainbows, but like it's not none of that. It's not none of that. And if y'all know me, y'all already know how the fuck's it go. Shit, if you watch the whole live, you already know. Okay? Because I'm sitting there like I just have to ask this and I just have to say this and I just need to know this because a lot of things weren't talked about. So I wanted to know, like, I want to know people's headspace. I want to know how you feeling, why you did this, why you know what I'm saying, certain stuff or whatever. But just like I was telling y'all on the live when y'all was coming up and people were speaking and stuff like that, once an answer is given, you can't, like, it's like for me, like when I ask questions and if I didn't like the answer, like if I wanted to be like, oh no bitch, you know what the fuck you did and you da 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 da, ooh, you know what I'm saying, like I could have done that, but like for what reason? She said what she said. She gave y'all the answers that she gave y'all. And you either move on or you don't. Like, there's really nothing, like, that you can do to change people's minds. And I think that's where a lot of people, where they go wrong at, where they be just trying to change people's mind. At the end of the day, that's what she wants y'all to feel, you know, to know or to hear. If that's how she think, if that's what she want to say, then that's just what she want to say, period. And, like, I just have to let that be that.
Everybody on YouTube, everybody supports people and you feel connected to them, and I get that. Like, I get that 100%. Like, I understand. But in the same sentence, it's just like, I can't control how anyone feels or how anyone moves. Like a young lady got on there and said she just don't like me. That's her opinion. That's how she feels about me, and I can't change that. I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, you know, it is what it is. Like, that was just that. And, you know, people can either be mad or be glad or be neutral or feel like, oh my God, I'm glad that these women talked and stuff. And that's just that. Like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and act like that, you know, the stuff that people were saying in the comments was like not ruthless, because it was. I was reading them and I was like, ooh, child. Because if it was on my page, I would have cussed people out. I would have did the extra, but I was like, bro, I'm trying to be respectful. Y'all trying to get me out of my character on someone else's page, and I don't want to do that and affect their page. So I was trying to be real respectful.
So after watching Chrissy and Ming speak on, you know, what their thoughts were after they had all met up together on the Mommiana Gang panel, it's really, again, confirming what I initially felt, that the apologies that they stressed were had behind the scenes. It was definitely one-sided. Chrissy really stressed the fact that Jasmine apologized and she accepted. There was no acknowledgement that the apology went both ways, because if it had, it would make more sense for Chrissy to say, you know, Jasmine apologized, she accepted, I apologized to Jasmine, and she accepted. But that wasn't said. And so that makes me believe that Chrissy and Ming felt justified in what they did and what they said during the time when they were all beefing with each other. Chrissy also said that she was not hurt by what happened years ago because karma has come to live. And she also stressed the fact that they're not friends, but they did hash out what needed to be hashed out. So again, you know, when I was listening to them speak on this panel, I noticed that it did feel like they were more so questioning Jasmine on things that were done during this time when they were beefing, but it didn't feel like this was a moment for all of them to really like right or wrong, because they all played a part in the wrong that was done between all three of them. Now, when you listen to Ming, you know, she also stressed the fact that they're not friends. She said that, you know, the purpose of them being on this panel wasn't to talk about their friendships or the lack thereof. she said that we weren't there to bash that person in that moment. And I knew she was referring to Jasmine. So to me, it was clear that there were things about the whole situation that had went down between the three of them that Ming still felt wasn't rectified. And so, that's why I felt like when those callers were calling in and they were bashing Jasmine and saying the things that they were saying about her, even in the comments, I felt like Ming wasn't so much like mad at it because she kind of felt the same way. Um, she said that they all agreed to do the live. She also said they talked behind the scenes and apologies were made. Again, I just felt like Ming was being very careful in how she worded certain things. It just felt like she was kind of dancing around certain topics and certain conversations. But it definitely felt like Ming still felt a certain way when it came to Jasmine. And again, I felt like there was no acknowledgement on Ming's behalf as to some of the things that she contributed to that was wrong when it came to how all three of them were beefing with each other. She also said that how they feel about each other is nobody's business. And, um, for context purposes, I mean, I guess, that is correct. But again, it's kind of hard to kind of go hard with that notion because a lot of the things that went down was done publicly. So, I get why she's saying it, but at the same time, you can't be mad at the fact that people are asking questions and wanting to know, the dynamic. Because again, all of this was done on camera. Now, it would be different if this was all done off camera and some kind of way YouTube caught wind of it and then you want to say it's nobody's business. But I mean, again, I just feel like that's kind of it's kind of a catch-22, if you will, because a lot of this, played out for YouTube to see. So of course, YouTube are going to have questions and opinions. Um, Ming also stressed, that during the live, when they were all on the panel together, that she was very adamant in needing to know certain things because a lot of things weren't discussed, amongst them when they were speaking behind the scenes. And she wanted to know Jasmine's headspace, why certain things were done. And, I felt like, that's fine. Again, I felt like that was the opportunity that they all should have displayed on this panel. But again, it was very much one sided. It was, Jasmine was having to sit in the hot seat and answer their questions and, you know, um, just answer to them, where I felt like they all should have been in that hot seat and allowed Jasmine to also ask questions and, demand answers in a respectful way. But overall, I see again the reasonings behind why they came together, but I just don't feel that the opportunity of really showing grown Black women growth was successfully um, it wasn't successfully accomplished. And to that, that saddens me because, I think we have, a lot of examples already. Me mentioned, basketball wives. Like we see how Black women have been kind of just highlighted in this generation, in this culture of reality TV. And it's not been a good look. It has not really been a great representation for Black women. So um, I just felt like they could have done this better. And I understand that this was spur of the moment. This wasn't really something they planned out. But my thing is, when you are a very transparent person, you're humble, you're not so much fixated on what you look like or you care about what people think about you or you're worried about an image or what have you. If it's truly coming from the heart, it will translate. There would be no need for preparation of that. And I just feel like Jasmine showed up to the occasion. She was willing to answer questions. She was willing to apologize. She was willing to admit where she was wrong. But when it came to Ming and Chrissy, they didn't do the same. And so for that, I would have to say that this Mommiana Gang reunion meetup was a fail for me. And to Jasmine, my encouragement to you is to continue to grow, continue to work on self, continue to stand in your truth, and see yourself as being that girl. You are her, and you don't have to go to anyone on this platform for that validation. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you have a lot to offer as well. And so continue to stay true, continue to remain honest, continue to be humble, and just continue to thrive the way that you are. That wraps it up for this reaction video. It's OneLove, and I'm out.